Hello, and welcome to Effective Job Interview Skills by Lisa Coffey. In this training session, we're going to learn how we can be confident when we go to that job interview. It's very important that you sell yourself and bring out all the best qualities about yourself so that you can stand out in your job interview process. Here we go. Getting started. You've got that job interview. Now, what do you do to make sure you're prepared? Are you the right fit for the job? What do you wear to the job interview? How should you act? How can you come across confident during that interview process? First of all, you need to do the background. You need to research the company, know some facts about the company, so that when you go into the employer, you can the interviewer, you can show them that you know exactly what that company does, why they do it, what they stand for. You know what their reputation is. You know if your personal morals fit their company morals. You know what their reviews with the customers are. Do you want to be attached to somebody that has a reputation of jipping customers? Most importantly, is there room in their company for you to grow? Next, you want to make sure that you're prepared for the questions that they're going to ask you. So the best way of doing this is finding the most popular interviews for the most popular questions for the interview. And when you do this, it's not going to be as effective if you just practice it by yourself. The most important thing is to role play it with someone and get comfortable answering those practice questions. Also, you probably need to go ahead and practice your body language while you're role playing. This will help you be comfortable during the job interview with your body language. I'm going to skip this slide and go to the next one. It talks about the body language. Okay, when you're practicing, they say the first 10 minutes is judged when you walk in. I mean, they already form their opinion of who and what they think you are in the first 10 minutes. So when you walk in, you want to walk in with confidence. And by doing this, you're going to pull your shoulders back, have your neck elongated. And as you're walking, you want your stride to be 1 to 2 feet wide. And you want to make sure you're looking in the direction of that interviewer. When you get to the interviewer, you want a firm handshake that shows confidence, that you're not weak or nervous. When you sit down, you want to put your purse or your belongings to the left of you. That way you know that you're not going to be fumbling with it. You want to sit up straight, but don't put your back all the way against the chair. Shoulders squared toward the interviewer. Lean in just a little, and that shows the body language that you're listening and you're interested in what the interviewer has to say. If you'll plant your feet flat on the floor, you won't be crossing your legs this way and that way because that kind of comes off as a nervous habit. You want to make sure you make some eye contact and suppress restless habits like twiddling your hair or twiddling your fingers. You don't want to be shifting this way and shifting that way. And if you talk with your hands, go ahead and do so, because if you try not to, it's going to come off like you're nervous. And here's another little tidbit I have for you. If you show your palms, that is a body language saying that you're trustworthy and honest. Now we're going to flip back to these websites that I found of some common questions. Monster posted some, and we're going to go to Monster's website. And here on Monster, they have questions under titles like basic interview questions. Tell me about yourself. What's your weaknesses? What attracted you to this company? See, that's where that research comes in really handy, because then you can say, oh, I love your goals. Your goals match my goals. And you can tell them what their goals are. There's behavioral interview questions. Have you ever been on a team where someone was not pulling their own weight? How did you handle it? Salary questions. What salary are you seeking? What's your salary history? Career development questions. What kind of goals would you have in mind if you got this job? Getting started questions. If selected for this position, can you describe your strategy for the first 90 days? Then more questions about you. How would you describe your work style? What are your lifelong dreams? Then there's brain teasers. How many times do a clock's hand overlap in a day? All these are good questions to kind of practice, and no, you don't have to practice all these. I would pick about 10 or 15 questions to practice. Now I'm going to take you to another website. This was the top 10 questions and best answers. And the thing I liked about this website is that it actually shows you what employers want to know. Like the tell me about yourself. This is what a company wants to know. The interviewer wants to know why you're an excellent fit for the job. Try to answer questions about yourself without giving too much or too little personal information. You can start by sharing some of your personal interests, experiences that don't relate directly to work, such as a favorite hobby, a brief account where you grew up, your education, your motives. You can even share some fun facts and showcase your personality to make the interview a little more interesting. Then they give you samples. Like here's a sample. See, all of them tell you what they want to know and then give you a sample. Now we're going to go to Glassdoor. And Glassdoor, I think, had about 50 common interview questions. So you can look over those. Are you willing to relocate? What can you offer us that someone else cannot? What is your dream job? Okay, we're going to pause here for just a little bit because I want everybody to take about 10 minutes to stop and look over these questions and jot down we'll say about 5 questions. And then I want you to partner up and you're going to do a little role playing here. Take turns asking your partner these questions. Okay, now that we're done and everybody's gotten their turn into role playing, I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all did such a wonderful job. We're going to go on. Okay, speaking during your interview. Sometimes it helps to breathe in deeply and then speak while you exhale. It gives you a little better rhythm and it sounds, see the difference in that sounding? And when you're listening to the interviewer, make sure you nod your head a little bit. This also shows that you're very interested in what they have to say. Okay, proper dress for women. Business, casual, or professional. So you can wear a suit. Right here, the lady's got a little sweater top and some dress pants. That's appropriate. Just the most important thing is to make sure that your clothes are ironed and washed before you go in. If you have a suit, you don't typically wash those all the time. But before you go to a job interview, please make sure that you dry clean it before you go. Shoes, you want them to be smaller pump shoes, nothing that is too outrageous or any stiletto heels. You want to make sure that you're able to walk comfortable and feel comfortable. If you're wearing jewelry, just keep it simple. A simple necklace. If you're wearing earrings, nothing big, large, and dangly. Just little studs. Maybe a small, sensible bracelet. And a watch is always a good choice. Okay, for men, you're going to also wear professional, casual, or business attire. You can go for the full suit, or you can go for a dress knit top and dress pants. Just make sure that your clothes are washed and ironed. Again, I can't stress this enough. If you're wearing a suit, please make sure it's dry cleaned before you go to this job interview because they will notice, guys. Your shoes, you want to make sure they're nice and polished. Just sensible dress shoes, nothing flashy. And the best is probably black or brown socks. Okay, gals, your hair. You want to make sure it's clean and brushed. If you want to wear a pulled back tight bun or pulled back tight ponytail, and that's your preference, that's great. You can wear that. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's also nothing wrong with letting your hair free flow. Just make sure you're not wearing a really wild hairstyle like you would wear to a club or to watch a punk rock band. And make sure your hair is not in your face. Guys, again, you want to make sure your hair is washed and brushed and clean cut. Nothing wild. Make sure if you wear hair gel, you don't put it on too thick. You just want to look professional. Okay, ladies, when we're wearing makeup, you don't want to go in like you're going into a fashion shoot or you're going to the bar, or you just want to go in natural. So make sure you put on some foundation, a little bit of blush, a little bit of eyeliner, mascara, a light lipstick or gloss. Just don't overdo it with your makeup. Okay, here is a video that I thought was really cool. So we're going to take a couple minutes to watch this.
This time of year, a lot of us are celebrating, but many are also hiding. Anxiety, sadness, and depression.
Sorry, it's got
Don't
a
hide.
ad.
Hey ambitious professionals, it's Linda Rayner of LindaRayner.com, guiding you to a career and life you'll truly enjoy. In today's video, I am going to be sharing with you my best tips on how to dress for your next upcoming interview. I have tips for both women and men so that you can impress employers, you can look and feel your best in your next upcoming interview. Ready to get the job you want? Top-notch interview is coming soon. For more info and free training, head to jointni.com. As a career strategist, I've had the honor of being able to help numerous professionals land their dream job offers. And if this is something that you're interested in working with me one-on-one, I can give you details about that at the end of this video. Now, as you know, I've been sharing my career advice and tips and strategies with you for the last little while now. And throughout this time period, I've actually had quite a few people approach me and ask me to do a video on what to wear in an interview. And to be honest, I kept putting this topic aside because I was surprised that you guys wanted to know about this. Now, I wouldn't say I have a defined sense of style. I just wear clothes that I like and wear clothes that I feel comfortable in. But regardless of the fact that I'm not a fashion expert, I decided I'll make this video and I'll share my tips with you on how you can dress in your next upcoming interview so that you can look and feel your best. Now, let's start off with the ladies. For women, I would say the sense of style that you should be going for when it comes to an interview is classy yet chic. Now, first, let's talk about clothing. The first tip I have for you when it comes to clothing is to make sure that your clothes fit. If you decide that you want to wear a suit to an interview, I think that's a great idea. There's nothing wrong with overdressing. Better to overdress than to underdress. So when it comes to wearing a suit, you want to wear a fitted blazer and fitted pants. Don't go into the interview wearing an oversized blazer unless that's the style. If you want to wear an oversized blazer and wear a dress underneath or a collared shirt and a skirt with an oversized blazer, I think that's actually completely fine as long as it's meant to be an oversized blazer. But if it's meant to just fit your body, the blazer is like a fitted blazer, then make sure it actually fits. Now, you also want to make sure that you keep the colors neutral. So I say go for gray, maybe beige. Black is absolutely fine as well. Wear a white, clean, collared shirt underneath, most preferably if you're wearing a suit, a full-on suit, or wearing a neutral colored dress underneath your blazer works as well. Now, for men and clothing, same thing. You want to look classy, you want to look professional. So when it comes to you going into the interview, that's pretty simple. When it comes to clothing, you want to wear a suit, and similar to the ladies, you want to wear a fitted suit. Please, no oversized poofy shoulder suits, and make sure your suits are clean. If the last time you wore the suit you had sweated in it, or you just haven't had time to take it to the dry cleaner, make sure you do that before you go into the interview. I've had to conduct interviews where I've had individuals come into the room and you could tell they didn't clean their suit. That's extremely important that you have a clean suit when you come in. Again, also probably a plain white collared shirt and a tie, all tucked in properly, a suit fitting your body as well. That's a great option to wear for the interview. Now let's talk about shoes. So for the ladies, if you're gonna wear heels, I highly recommend just wearing a simple pair of shorter heels, kitten heels they call them, rather than wearing stilettos or just really huge chunky heels. It can give the wrong impression. If you wear, just a heel with just a little bit of height, I think that's good enough. It'll still tie up that nice classy look that you're going for. And I would probably go for just a plain black heel or a nude colored heel. For men, when it comes to shoes, very simple, just faux leather or real leather dress shoes. They don't have to look super crazy. They don't have to have crazy patterns. They don't have to have all those holes in them. Just a simple pair of dress shoes. Try to make sure, again, that they also fit your feet, that they're not too big, too clunky, too chunky, and maybe not too pointed at the same time. I've seen some really pointy dress shoes. So just, one that fits your foot, fits your feet, and gives a nice shape and ties up the look that you're going for, which is that professional yet classy, suited up look. Oh, and about the shoes, if they're leather or even if they're not, just make sure they're polished, not dusty and full of dirt. Make sure you polish them before the interviews. Now let's talk about hair. So for women, when it comes to hair, this is my personal opinion, but instead of tying your hair in a ponytail or doing it up in a bun, I actually prefer that you have your hair down. As a recruiter, I feel that it gives a more confident and self-assured look when you have your hair down. It's nice and neat, of course, and it's just free-flowing. Rather than having your hair in a really tight bun or a really tight ponytail, I just feel like it gives a little bit of a different vibe. So that's my personal opinion. You do what you feel is best and most comfortable for you, but if you can, leave your hair down for the interview. Now, when it comes to hair for men, as you know, hiring managers, the most of them, they want to work with clean people. So make sure your hair is clean cut as well. Nothing too straggly or messy. I mean, ideally, if you could comb it and gel it, that's perfect, but not overly gelled where it's super shiny and glistening in the fluorescent light. Just nice combed, neat cut hair. Now, when it comes to makeup, this is, I guess, more applicable for the ladies. I would say don't go for an overly made up look. If you can stick with a neutral, bronzy makeup, no makeup look, I think that's what it is. I think that's what it's called. That would be great. Nothing too overly done. So that would mean just foundation, eyeliner, mascara, blush, lipstick, lip gloss, eyebrows, a little bit of highlighter maybe, just a little bit, and that's good enough. And then finally, let's talk about accessories. So when it comes to accessories such as earrings, bracelets, I currently don't have really anything on my wrist right now, but normally I would wear a watch. In terms of earrings, if you wear earrings, then I would go for studs, diamonds or pearls, something that's not too dangly, not too party-ish. Just a simple necklace if you prefer wearing a necklace. And if you want to wear a bracelet, you can, just something, again, not too distracting. For men, accessories is a lot easier. Like I said earlier, wear a tie and wear a nice watch as well. I mean, it doesn't have it to be anything crazy expensive, just a nice business professional looking watch, whether it's leather or otherwise, that's good as well. There you have it. Those are my best tips on
All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. And there's more on that video, and she talks about if you want to have a personal trainer, then you can, and you can get back on that link and finish the video up if you're interested in a personal trainer. I want to thank you so much to listening to and joining this class. I'm going to hand out reflection papers, and I would like for you to fill them out. Tell me if you think I did a good job, if you think the materials, the activities that we did were appropriate. If you have suggestions, I would love to hear them. And once again, I just want to thank you so much for joining my class. And happy interviewing.